Welcome to Peeps for Animals. Today we have Dr. Akshay Shah, a graduate from Bombay Veterinary College who pursued his master's in pathology. He practiced traditional small animal medicine for over 3 years. His passion for animals led him to research on more effective and less invasive treatments for his patients, especially those suffering from chronic pain. Following his interest, he obtained certification from veterinary acupuncture from CHI Institute Europe, Bach flower therapy from Bach Foundation, United Kingdom. He proudly gains a degree in veterinary homeopathy and is probably the first certified veterinary homeopath in Mumbai. He has been successfully serving an affordable, comprehensive homeopathy and acupuncture treatment which is safe, effective, and powerful for the animals. This therapy helps in strengthening the immunity of the animals and treating the disease from the root without any side effects. Welcome, Dr. Akshesha. Thank you so much for joining us. To start out with, if you could describe yourself, what you do, and how you first heard of alternative non invasive holistic treatment for animals, and how do you use them?
So, good morning, everyone. So, basically, uh, hope you can hear me clearly. So, basically, alternative therapy was something which is not that widely used in India. It is quite broadly used in abroad. So, I decided to do this because being a vet, I completed my veterinary school. Then there were a lot of cases of people misusing medicines, and the dogs and cats, like the animals, were suffering because of the overuse of these medicines. So then that's when I decided that something I should do which is much safer and an easier alternative which will help these pets. So that's when I decided that I want to do something like acupuncture and a holistic approach like homeopathy, Bach flower therapy. Also, my father, he practices acupuncture in humans. So he said, why don't you try it out in animals? Because it is very safe and it is effective, and there is a lot of scope for it because not a lot of people do that in the city.
What are the conditions you think acupuncture helps the most?
So acupuncture basically helps for each and every system. There are points for everything in the traditional veterinary Chinese medicine, which we call it. So from a broader perspective, it helps in joint problems like skeletal problems, muscular problems. Other than that, it can help in cases of paralysis. For neurological issues, it is quite helpful. Also for like respiratory issues, for skin issues, for stomach related issues, it is very helpful.
Which patient do you recommend for it for, and how does it help them?
So as I said, like in paralysis cases, when allopathic medicine doesn't help, so acupuncture, it really helps in some cases when there is a spinal injury or there is some kind of neurological damage. Some cases they do respond, some they don't respond, but definitely there is a ray of hope using this kind of a treatment along with homeopathy and other therapies.
Does it work for the joint pains also with age? Like the animals they develop joint pains, arthritis.
Yeah,
So does it help with
yeah.
that
So
also?
in case of joint pains, acupuncture really helps because you can't give prolonged painkillers like allopathic painkillers, as they have side effects on the liver and kidney and other systems of the body. So in such cases, in senior pets, acupuncture does help in pain relief, and it helps bring back a little bit of mobility back to the joints and the patients.
Okay, when do you not recommend it?
So acupuncture cannot be used basically in case of treating the cancer, like for around the tumor, or in when you give the needles, it shouldn't pierce in the tumor. It can help in relieving pain related to the cancer, but it can't help in treatment of cancer, for an example.
And does it work for all type and size of animals and even birds also? You can give it.
Yes, acupuncture, it helps in all animals. Like I've treated birds also, I've treated animals in the zoo, and done acupuncture for the hyena. So it does help cows, buffaloes also. It is very helpful.
Elephants, like large
Yeah, yeah.
animals,
For each and
hippos
every
and all.
animal, there are
So
points are there.
Okay, so any bird side, anybody can
Yes,
use it.
yes.
Can you describe a typical acupuncture session? Because
So
I'm sure we.
during a typical acupuncture session, usually I usually like to do it sitting on the floor where the pets are comfortable. You can do it on the table also for cats or small animals. So once the animal is settled down, then needles are inserted into specific points called as acupoints, which run along different meridians in the body. Each organ has its different meridian. So then you have to select the points accordingly, and you have to either say, tonify them, like increase the flow of energy in that points, or you have to sedate the energy. And once the needles are inserted, the needles stay in the body for at least 20 minutes. Once after 20 minutes, the needles are removed.
So how many sessions are required for a typical case like?
So typically, a pet might require 4 to 5 sessions to show some kind of a positive response, since it works on the energies. In cases of young dogs, I have seen dogs responding even in one session and they do not require a session after that. So it's variable from case to case.
And how do you integrate alternative remedies with allopathic medicine?
So now integrating acupuncture, like alternative remedies like homeopathy, acupuncture, bark flower, along with allopathy, it is done in quite a few cases. So, like for example, if some case it requires an antibiotic, then an antibiotic is administered. But in other cases, like if it is a abscess, antibiotic is required. But along with homeopathic medicine, it helps in healing the abscess, and the use of antibiotic is then avoided.
And when you talk to your clients about using the alternative therapies, are they open to it or do they have any some like you know?
So nowadays people are quite keen on trying out these alternative therapies because they are also understanding the side effects of all the allopathic medicines. So it is like a 50-50 thing. So some people are open on using acupuncture or homeopathy for like people who have used it themselves and they don't know the benefit of how this treatment is helping them and their body. So such people are more happy to try it out, and in such cases it definitely works out with the pet as well because it's a positive energy which is again transmitted to the pet from the owner.
Okay. Every system has a slightly different way of looking at disease. What is the homeopathic view and what is the acupuncture view?
So homeopathy, it works on different principles. One of it is like cures like. So according to that principle, you treat the disease according to the symptom. So if you are showing a symptom, you have fever, then you treat the fever, and slowly the body naturally heals itself. And on the other hand, acupuncture, it deals on the energy of the universe of the body. So yin and yang, if you must have heard of, that is positive and negative energy that is present in everything in the universe. So when there is an imbalance in this energy, there is a condition of disease in the body. So acupuncture usually helps out balance the energies, and in turn it helps healing the body.
Is it true that each individual, whether it's human or animal, they have a specific homeopathic remedy that is perfect one for him or her?
So, as I said, homeopathic remedy, if you go to see, it is more symptom based. So, each and every individual will show a different symptom even if the disease is the same.
Okay.
For example, now corona is going on. Some
Yeah.
people get loss of taste, some people don't get loss of
Some
taste.
kind of have only gastric,
Yeah.
like, they can't breathe.
Yeah,
they
if
have-
cough is there or anything. So, as per the symptoms, you have to then shortlist the remedies and then give. Similarly, in animals also.
Okay.
If a dog is having gastro or distemper, the range of symptoms which will be shown by the dog will be different. So symptomatic treatment you have to do.
Is this?
Yeah.
And that goes, I think, for badge also, right?
Yeah, batch flower also it works on the mind symptoms.
Are there any remedies that should be avoided with certain species of animals, like, or is it like you can give?
So majority of the remedies can be used for each and every animal or maybe human also. So that is not this thing. Again, I said it depends like how symptoms and selection of the remedy is important because if you select a wrong remedy in case of homeopathy, sometimes it might aggravate the symptoms.
And what about the birds? Like birds, can is it safe for the birds also?
Yes,
The
yes, for
homeopathy
birds
cannot?
also. Yeah, same.
Okay, why is it that the most diluted versions of the remedies are the strongest, and how does that work? I was
So-
not aware of it. I thought the tincture, the pure form, is the
Right.
strongest, and they are the thing. But this is
No, so that is based on a thing called as potentiation. So you have to potentize the remedy.
Hmm.
So when you dilute it, and so there are dilutions 1:100, 1:1000, 1:million.
Hmm.
So for example, if that remedy in a lower dilution is aggravating the system, or it is helping the symptom, sorry. So in a lower potentialized, like if the potency is 30,
Hmm.
then there are 200, then there is 1 m potency,
Yeah.
then mother tincture. All these different potencies are there. So in depending on how, and if it is an acute this thing, if you give a potency which is aggravating the symptom, then you have to use the further dilutions of the symptom of the remedy. Accordingly, then you select the remedy which helps in case of that particular symptom. It is like that.
Okay, animals they suffer, the senior animals they suffer from kidney failures. I mean, that's a pretty common thing.
Right.
And since I deal with a lot of strays, I have
Yes.
seen quite a lot of cases. So, does these remedies that you alternative therapies that you give, does it help with that kidney lowering their creat
Yes,
and
yes.
making their
So,
kidney everything? Does
I
it
have
do they
to-
respond well to that?
Yeah, I've treated a lot of cases who have kidney failure along, and there are beautiful points in acupuncture also for kidney. So that helps lower down the kidney values. That also again depends on the grade of disease the pet is in, like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4.
How do you
So,
grade it? Like,
so it depends on the creatinine levels.
okay, if the creat level is not too high,
Not too high, then there are good chances that along
and
with
like, and
Yeah,
u-
so,
usually
for
that
example,
it
if
also
it
is
is-
related. Like if they have some other infection, and then the creat sometimes goes up.
yeah, so
And-
yeah, if the kidney is affected plus there is a systemic infection, then it in turn aggravates the situation. So if it is a lower, or if you have just diagnosed it, then along with homeopathy and acupuncture, it does help to reduce the values.
Okay, it is helpful.
Yes,
So
yes.
like it can be treated.
Yes.
So it's not a lost case
No.
because
And there is definitely no side effects or harm, so it's always a good
yeah,
thing to try it out.
I mean anything should be good. Do certain type of animal health behavior issues also respond better than others? Are there some animals which are types of animals who have health and benefit, like they respond well to these medicines, or they all do like
Mostly 90% of the cases, they all respond very nicely to these therapies.
and does it help with the behavioral issues also?
Yes, Bach flower therapy, it does help with behavioral issues, but along with the help of certain behaviorists to understand what is the exact problems, they are more specialized in that. And then along with that, for Bach flower therapies, we use it in conjunction with both the therapies. Yeah.
Cancer, it can, I mean, apart from cancer, can cancer be treated with homeopathy and that, or you said acupressure
I
doesn't
don't know. So there are
Are there any other
yes,
also,
certain remedies are there.
like rabies and distemper?
Yeah, so certain remedies are there in homeopathy which help in treating certain types of cancers. So it again depends on what type of cancer it is. But again, it as I said, it depends. Like if it is a malignant cancer or if it is a benign cancer, then accordingly you have to select the remedies. And there are remedies which
And
help.
rabies and distemper
Rabies as such, there is no cure.
as such?
No. Distemper cases, they do recover with homeopathy.
And that. And
Homeopathy.
acupressure also you use?
Acupuncture I use
Sorry,
basically
acupuncture you use?
to reduce the neurological signs, like if the dog is having a lot
Like
of
the, yeah.
seizures or twitching. And, for seizures and twitching also, acupuncture is very helpful.
Okay. And how do you sense improvement? How do you tell that the animal is responding to the treatment?
So you can see the change in the symptom sign. The animal becomes more peaceful. The symptoms they reduce.
Okay.
There is visible improvement.
And do they have any side effects?
No, acupuncture as such, I've never noticed any side effect.
Homeopathy
Homeopathy again, selection, if it goes wrong, sometimes it might
aggravate.
aggravate
And
it.
that doesn't have
Batch
any.
doesn't have any side effects.
Okay. Are there any situations where they do can? I mean, you said that ki like uh, more harm than good. Like you said, ki like they don't.
Right, right.
Doesn't only homeopathy has a
Sometimes,
situation.
yes.
Sometimes it happens. Okay. What is the best way to give your pet these remedies, especially space, because it's like some of them are not, you can't handle them, like cats and dogs. Some are aggressive, some are evasive. Like you can't give them medicine. So how do you give them? Or what is the best way you suggest that we should give them the medicines?
So in case of aggressive animals or street animals, once they don't allow you to approach them, touch them, so homeopathy medicines can be diluted in water and it can be given to them. Or bark flower remedies, it can be made into a spray form and you can spray it on their face, inside their mouth, or in the water also which you feed them. If it's in a diluted form, they readily accept it and they like the taste.
Any other thing that you would suggest that we should keep in mind while giving them the medicines?
While giving them medicines,
This I'm talking about the strays basically,
yeah, so
because a
firstly,
lot of people they deal with they are handling
Yes,
strays
yes.
and they sometimes and they don't know how to give medicine.
right.
So,
So firstly, you have to be friendly with the pet or whatever animal is it, dog, cat. And once they accept you, then it is easy for you. So if the animal is aggressive, then be careful for you not to get bitten by them and not to do harm to yourself as well as the animal, because I've seen a lot of cases where again if the dog becomes aggressive then the opposite person will try to hit the dog, and lot of these videos are seen. So it is always better if you know how to do it, otherwise don't fall into it.
okay. Keep it there in the food and at
Yes,
some point or
yes.
the other he will take
The
it.
dog accept.
Okay. What about the strays? Do you have some discounted rate for them? Because a lot of people that like me, I mean, deal with a lot of strays and we have a lot of cases and we are always short of cash.
Right,
So are there
right.
any special discounted rates for you?
Yes,
You provide
definitely,
some
definitely.
really
For strays like accident
for
cases which
pressures
come,
and all that. Yeah.
acupuncture I do
But
reduce maximum if the person is not affording, like if you can't afford, even I've done it for free for a lot of cases. And definitely I give a major discount in case if it is required.
okay, thank you. That's really helpful. People, please note that. Okay, do you have any top 3 or 5 remedies that every pet parent should have? Like, and even the like one who are dealing with strays, like there's something which yes, these are the some few medicines that one should always have in case of emergency. Like, so are there anything that you can
So
suggest?
in case of Bafla remedies, you all can keep rescue remedy handy.
Hmm.
That helps in a lot of cases when the animal is afraid, if the animal is in shock or some accident has happened. To help ease out or calm down the mind, rescue remedy helps. In homeopathy, like a lower potency of Nux vomica, it helps in gastrointestinal issues. Nux vomica also helps with mind issues. It's like a multifaceted remedy. Also, arnica helps in relieving pain. Rust ox, all these I'm talking about in lower potencies, so that
30.
30C. And if you give higher, it might again injure the animal or trouble the animal in case of aggravation of the symptoms. Rust ox helps with joint issues or in case of spinal injuries. Then these are one
Arsenic,
two.
what is arsenic for? Arsenic,
Arsenic is also used for different
so
things.
is it something which one should keep handy?
No, these
Nux vomica and arnica.
or always it is better to consult a specialist. Then you can I can
Okay.
always recommend it over the phone also
Okay.
for strays, and
Okay.
that is not an
And
deal.
do you organize any workshops?
Unfortunately, no workshops have been organized till date, and in future we can think about setting up some workshops for people who help with strays or
Yeah.
like and basic first aid or something
Yeah.
which can be done on the spot.
Okay, for those vets who are interested in alternate therapies, what are the requirements and rules? And can you call yourself a veterinary therapist if you are not a vet? If I do a course in the homeopathy or batch or acupuncture, can I call myself
So,
a therapist veterinary?
firstly, unless you are a vet, you are not given admission to the veterinary acupuncture course.
Okay.
But back flower therapy you can definitely learn and you get certified as a back flower therapist. But you can't
For the
be
homeopathy also.
homeopathy. I think right now the course which is there in India for veterinary, you need to be a vet
To
to
understand. No, I
learn
mean, if
that
I
course.
I do a course in homeopathy and that's or acupuncture, so I can treat the animals
Yes,
also for
definitely
that. I mean,
you
like, okay,
can
I might
treat
not
the
be called
animal,
veterinary therapist, but
but
I
you
can
can,
treat.
yes,
I
as long
can
as you're
treat them.
helping the animal.
So what about the points? The acupuncture has certain points.
Yes.
So you need to know the anatomy of the
Yes, you,
animal
yeah,
to
that's when being a vet
vet
helps
helps.
to know the muscles and bones and where
Exactly. You don't
exactly
want to
what
puncture them at the wrong
yeah,
place
yeah,
or something
yes,
and bring them more harm than you're
yes,
helping
because
them.
the points along the chest you have to put them carefully. It shouldn't go inside the thoracic cavity. So
Okay.
all that things
So that's
little
why you think.
careful.
But
Yeah.
homeopathy and that can be
Yes, you
given.
can.
That is not a.
No, it's not an issue. A lot of people they do that.
I know because I
Yes.
have an homeopath who's a human homeopath. We consult her.
Yes.
What we do is we get a diagnosis from the vet, take out whatever blood reports, X-rays, and everything,
Yeah.
and then we alternate. I mean,
Yes,
simultaneously we
a
give the
lot of
homeopathy and this thing also.
a lot of
So
such
that
doctors
like
are helping animals
uh,
in homeopathic doctors. They lot of doctors I know, human doctors who help all
yeah.
these animals also. That's
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Agnier. This was really great. And I will share the details of Dr. Akshay Shah.
Sure.
And in case of emergency, he's always there. And as he said that he's there for the strays and you can consult him on the phone for other remedies, not for acupuncture.
Yeah.
But yes, he's always there. And thank you, Dr. Akshay.
Most welcome.
It was a pleasure
Thank
speaking
you.
to you. Thank you.